Good afternoon, traders. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report where we will scan the market looking for the best trading occasions, short term and long term. So, as always, we'll start with the calendar. And on the calendar, we do have a few important events. We already had a trade balance from Eurozone. Okay, maybe let me show you this whole calendar for today. And on the whole calendar, you can see that we got data from UK first. We got average earnings, which came better than expected. The beat was not so huge because we were expecting 2.1, we got 2.2, but still significant. Apart from that, we are waiting today for CPI and retail sales from US, so very important data. And definitely should bring us volatility on the market. CPI is expecting to drop. It was 2.2. It's expected to be 2%. Retail sales also. It was 1.6. So we expect 0%. That data will definitely be very important for the market, especially that we have some interesting movements. We do have interesting movements on American dollar on the market right now. There's a major sell signal for the dollar, so on most of the instruments it is more advised, it looks better to go against the American dollar than to buy American dollar. We had important data yesterday because we had API data, well, important data for the oil traders. So crude had a plus 6.5 million barrels, and we were expecting drop, and that's the biggest build in 9 months. Gasoline plus 2.4 millions, and also drop was expected, and that was also the biggest build in 3 months, and that was very negative information for oil, and oil is now going lower. But that's not that is not everything. We also got comments from Russia and Brazil about the OPEC cuts. Like, for example, Petrobras CEO said that, I quote, "I have a huge debt to pay, I have to produce oil, I have to make money." So they are not supporting those cuts. He says that Brazil's government doesn't have the power to impose production limits on companies operating in the country, including Petrobras. Petrobras, the biggest company in Brazil producing oil. We also got a report from Bloomberg that OPEC has not yet convinced Russia that it's necessary to reach an agreement to extend oil output cuts. So it is a bit too early to announce anything about the future of the OPEC cuts. Well, in terms of the Russia supporting that. So we got a huge decline on oil. Also, OPEC was forecasting a huge demand for oil, but IEA revised that this demand is not so big. Apart from that, we don't have any super important informations for the market. So we're just waiting for the data, really, and we had this interesting developments on the oil, but Luckily, we do have very interesting movements on the market from the technical point of view. So not necessarily we need fundamentals to create trading signals. Sometimes they just happen, and because that's how the market works, right? We have money flows from buyers to sellers. Everybody has a chart in front of their eyes, and they know when is it a good place to buy, when is it a good place to sell. So we don't need fundamentals to have good trading signals. Let me show you the charts then. So we'll start with euro dollar. Yesterday was ultra important for euro dollar because first of all we denied the sell signal, and second thing was that we triggered buy signal. So from the very beginning, well, you know this already, right? Head and shoulder pattern, breakout of the neckline, triggers sell signal. Price makes lower lows, lower highs. Price reverses, tests the neckline as a resistance, then goes down. Everything looks awesome from the technical point of view. Everything looks bearish. But then the price reverses, bounces from the neckline again. Everything looks good as well. But then the price breaks the neckline. That denies the sell signal. But there is no buy signal still, yet. But there is we have an upper line of the flag and the lower line of the flag, and with that we have to wait for the breakout of the upper line. Also, we do have those supports here, this support here, which after the breakout became a resistance, and yesterday the price breaks it easily with a nice Marubozu candlestick. So sell signal gets denied here, buy signal gets created here, and after the buy signal was created, the price went already 100 pips higher. Overnight we had a beautiful short-term flag, and today just a breakout of the upper line of the flag and an upswing. From the very bottom to the very top we do have 300 pips. That's a lot. That opens a way for a possibility for a bearish correction. Obviously the price can climb forever, right? The price can do whatever, but in reality the chances for a correction are higher, so we can see a correction here, bearish correction, aiming maybe the orange support, but that may be too big, so maybe we'll aim somewhere else. But this area looks promising, like 38.2 and a horizontal support. That area looks like a good place. It looks like a good place to buy here. So the short-term sentiment, well, still positive, but chances for a reversal. Long-term sentiment definitely positive. And this is how oil suffered that data, but that was expected by us even before the data, right? We were expecting a reversal because the price created a sideways trend there. We had a significant upswing. Some of the traders wanted to, and we broke this ultra important horizontal resistance here created by this gray area, right? And it would be nice to test it as a support. So we broke it, and now it's being tested as a support. And the thing is that bullish price action here should trigger a buy signal, and a bearish breakout here should trigger a sell signal. That's how it works here. This is our outlook on oil. And I prepared, first I'm gonna tell about instruments that I covered on the Trading Sniper video. So it will be American dollar to Polish zloty, because recently we had an inverse head and shoulder pattern here. Left shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. But for the buy signal, what we needed here is a breakout of the 23.6 and of this resistance. Okay, breakout of this resistance. It didn't happen. And at the same time, when we had this inverse head and shoulder pattern, we had also a wedge pattern here. And those blue lines. Wedge is a trend continuation pattern, so it suggests that the price will come back to the bearish trend. And the price broke the lower line of the wedge and came back to the downtrend. So now the most probable option possible is going to 351. And to this place we do have 600 pips. Next one, Euro to British Pound. As you can see here, we said that the buy signal is there and the price went significantly higher, almost touched 50%. FIBO, which is our closest resistance for now. We think that we should touch this resistance soon. Well, actually, we almost did, right? New Zealand dollar to Singaporean dollar, nice downswing yesterday. Today a bit of they have a break a little bit, take profit action, but it doesn't change anything because we still see the potential for further downswing for 220 pips lower, because that's where this horizontal support is. And our next instrument is gold. Weaker dollar is supporting gold. Maybe there isn't we don't have a huge demand for gold like itself, but weaker dollar supports gold. This support resistance, I thought it's gonna be more important. It was here, but it got denied, so that's a false breakout. But if that's a false breakout, that's a false breakout again. So we do have a buy signal here. In the short term, I can see that this area is still respected, but what bothers me is that we change directions very fast. Like this level here, it was good, it was resistance, but here support, then a resistance, then probably support again. Unfortunately for the gold buyers, what I see here, maybe I will delete that. Here and here, because we have 50% FIBO anyway. What I'm seeing here is a flag. Which lines? Okay, this one and this one. Yes, that's a flag. Flag is a trend continuation pattern, and that's a flag in a downtrend, in this downtrend. And this flag is negative and supports the drop. But we are still above the uptrend line, which is positive for the gold buyers. American dollar to Mexican peso. American dollar is very weak, but is stronger against peso, so we can see that peso is very weak. Here we are below horizontal resistance and important horizontal support. Still waiting for the breakout, still no definite trading signal here yet. American dollar to Swiss franc. After breaking the lower line of the triangle, they broke horizontal support, they made a wedge, broke the lower line of the wedge, broke the support. All of those are negative. Sell, 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 sell. Many sell signals. Also, well, yeah, sell signal here. And now where we are on 50% FIBO and on this horizontal support here. As long as we stay above 50%, it's cool, but and a further drop than this should open us a way to 38.2. Next one, American dollar to Japanese yen. We had a bounce here, we had a breakout from the flag, that was all positive, but this signal got denied. So correction equality pattern is not there anymore. And luckily, it all started with this shooting star here. That was Monday, and we wrote about that. We wrote an analysis about the shooting star, that this shooting star should create an opportunity to go low, should create a sell signal, and that's what happened. Also, what I'm seeing here, that's a very beautiful head and shoulder pattern, right guys? I think you can see it too. Neckline here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So there is a head and shoulder pattern bouncing from the horizontal resistance. Now we broke a horizontal support, we broke the neckline, so now the sentiment is rather negative. Also, no clear trend line here. So we do have a sell signal on American dollar to Japanese yen. And silver. Silver is also not using the weaker dollar. Well, also. Gold is using a little bit, but it's not enough. Silver is still locked in this boring sideways trend. Silver sometimes can be very volatile, but that's not the time. That's not the time when silver is volatile. We do have this sideways trend. And American dollar, Australian dollar to American dollar, that's what we expected as well. So we got a breakout of the lower line of the rectangle. It then was used as a resistance, then the price went lower, and that's our aim. So our aim is long-term uptrend line here. So from now it's like 40 pips. Also head and shoulder pattern here, right? Not very good because the neckline is declined. I prefer when neckline in the head and shoulder formation is inclined. There is a bigger, the signal there is more clear. But, well, you have to trade what it is. American dollar to Canadian dollar. Here also we can see that Canadian dollar is very weak because American dollar is falling everywhere. And not here. Here they are defending the uptrend line. So Canadian dollar has some problems. But also you can see the inverse head and shoulder pattern. Maybe that line is no longer relevant, I'm sorry. Yes, left shoulder, head, and the right shoulder. That's an ugly head and shoulder pattern, but again, we have to deal with that. Yes, I would say it would look more like that. So, price getting here, good buy signal, price breaking the trend line, sell signal. S&P, we had a nice V-shape reversal here, but the pressure is rising on this horizontal support. This candlestick from yesterday, actually, well, from today, actually opens us way to the next horizontal support on 2,545 points. And there are high chances that the price will get there. And here is DAX. DAX also broke important horizontal support. That's significant. That being said, the next target is this trend line. And also let me measure. Yes, so any defense now is not a coincidence. What we do have here, that's a very strong support. We have highs from here and 38.2. So breakout of this level is a major sell signal. Yes, not afraid to use these words. And Bitcoin shining back again. So we had this drop here from 5,000 to 3,000. We had this drop from 8,000 to 5.5, and now recovery. And here, this way, recovery is much faster than the previous times. So yeah, the party goes on Bitcoin. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar. Well, that one was a bit of surprise for me, because I saw a nice bullish setup here. So uptrend line and the breakout of the upper line of the flag formation. That was very bullish for me, but I was fooled. I was fooled by the price. That's a false breakout. Price comes back inside the flag again, breaks the uptrend line, and actually triggers a sell signal. Also along with this with the breakout of this horizontal support. So I thought that there was a buy signal on Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, but now there is a sell signal there. And here is the dollar index. So the dollar index finally, well, situation, as you know, is similar to this one seen on euro dollar, because mostly euro is the biggest part of dollar index. Now what we got here is inverse head and shoulder formation. So on euro dollar we got head and shoulder formation, and here we got inverse head and shoulder formation. Also we got downswing, flag, downswing. Let me show you euro dollar again. Where is a upswing, flag, upswing. So dollar index will be reversed, and there is downswing, flag, downswing. Breakout of the lower line here triggers sell signal. Breakout of the neckline here triggers sell signal. So that's what the price is doing right now. And sentiment towards American dollar is negative. You can see that almost everywhere, apart from, for example, American dollar to Canadian dollar or Mexican peso, because those two currencies are also very, very weak. Euro to Japanese yen. After bouncing from this horizontal support, we do have a continuation of that, and the closest aim is the red resistance there. And that's a strong support, by the way. Cable. We had this positive information from UK, then downswing. I don't like those choppy movements, upswing, downswing, and we are in the same levels as we started this day. Many traders probably lost their stop losses, got activated. So I'm not bothered by those short-term movements. I would like to show you the long-term situation, because what we have here is a sideways trend. We do have an uptrend and downtrend here, long-term uptrend, short-term downtrend, and we are waiting for the breakout. And once the breakout will happen, it would be nice to trade it. So a breakout of the lower line of the triangle, also the long-term uptrend line, should trigger a sell signal, but I would wait for the breakout of the horizontal support here, and a breakout of the upper line should trigger a buy signal, but I would wait for the breakout of the horizontal support here. So as it often happens with triangles, and you know that because I was telling you about that yesterday. Here. British pound to Australian dollar. Uptrend line defended. Now we are aiming the upper line of the symmetric triangle pattern. And last one, American dollar to Russian ruble. Here also American dollar is a bit stronger. Not many instruments have that. Russian ruble, Canadian dollar, and Mexican peso have that. That in these times American dollar is stronger. So to wrap that up, buy signal on euro dollar. Here we wait for the signal, sell signal on American dollar to Polish zloty. Buy signal here, sell signal New Zealand dollar, Singaporean dollar, buy signal gold, Mexican peso waiting, sell signal, waiting, sell signal, waiting, sell signal, but that reversal here and that defense here are dangerous for the sellers. Dangerous. Buy signal, sell, buy, waiting, buy. Okay, that's all. Many decent trading occasions on the market, luckily. Thanks very much for watching daily analytical report. If you want more trading occasions, visit our Twitter account and our website alpari.news. Thanks and goodbye.